it to you right quick. If you go on YouTube and you do a search and you pull up my name and you click on that and you go to the playlist and you go to Math 12011. If you go to 12011 and hit full playlist, go down at the bottom, you'll see that there's 3 review tests right there. First one is the one I did with y'all Tuesday, 7-1 and 7-2. This is 12023, 7-1 and 7-2. And this is 12010, which was this morning, 7-1 and 7-2. That should be 7-2. But I went over probably the 5 questions we went over. The 5 questions that has multiple parts. So you've got 15 questions right there, and they're pretty much similar. So there's 15 questions that you can go over right there to get ready for this test for Chapter 7 and 7-1 and 7-2. Now, what I'm going to cover tonight is Chapter 6. And there are some more Chapter 7 problems. I looked over the test, and I'm going to show them to you also. So that way you'll have plenty of preparation. And any time left, we'll look over more Chapter 7 if y'all want to. So here is the first Chapter 6. Okay, there's Chapter 6 right there. Now this one I should take off because it's pretty simple. Okay, so there's 2 possible answers. And I want somebody to tell me what are the 2 answers. Well, I tell you what, before you give me the answer, I'm going to take it. I'm going to do one more thing, and I'm going to eliminate one of the answers because I can eliminate one of them without even thinking. Can anyone
I can tell you the
tell
answer.
me
it's B and
which
C.
one I can eliminate? Ma'am?
D.
D. Somebody tell me why.
Because it doesn't equal 0. The
If
sum
the
of
probability
of X
equals
is all
0,
equal 1.
Then you wouldn't be in this class because this class would not exist. So therefore that can't work. All right. So hold on just a second. Okay. So that means that C, since it has a summation, C is the only one that could be right as far as C and D. So C, I'm going to take my green marker and I'm going to put a check beside C. Now, you can't use this one because I can have, exactly, I can have a probability equal to 0 or 1. So that means that your answer is B or C, B and C. And I also told you that when I went into 6.1 with y'all, and I told y'all I wrote it on several different pieces of whiteboard that said this is the test for 6.1. So that's why I made sure you remembered it, because I told you it was a test question. Okay. All right, let's find another Chapter 6 question. This is a Chapter 6 question, and it's another one that's pretty, I won't say not easy, but it is kind of pretty straightforward. Can a normal distribution be used for this? Call her again if you don't mind. Okay,
yeah,
so
it's uniform to the right.
So that means it's skewed left. So which one? Well, I don't know. So it should be no. So it's either Bravo or Charlie. And I would say it does not have the shape of a normal curve. So I would say Charlie.
Okay.
Okay, so there's 2 questions right there out of chapter 6 that everybody in this class should be able to get. Okay.
That question wasn't on the test earlier.
Well, it could be. Okay. So let's move on. Let's find another chapter 6 question. Okay, there's a chapter 6 question.
This is the one I couldn't remember how to do earlier.
Binomial, and it's going to be cumulative because you're going to do, but are you going to include 4? So I'm going to draw a picture of this one because I always told y'all, when in doubt,
Draw the curve.
Number line.
Watch out now.
Did you draw a number line when you did this one?
No, because I couldn't remember how to do it. Period.
Well, that's what your notes are for.
I did. I looked at my notes and they weren't in there. And that's why I texted you and told you I tried to go back and read my notes and I couldn't understand how to do it.
N is equal to 8. P is equal to 0.45. Okay, y'all go ahead and do a number line and I'll get with y'all in just a minute. Okay, and X is what? Somebody tell me what that is. X is what then 4?
Less than.
Is that inclusive or exclusive? Do you include 4 or do you exclude 4?
It's less than, so you exclude it.
Exclude. So this is exclusive. So that means you cannot touch 4. So 4 is going to get a big red X through it because you cannot touch 4. Now we're only doing whole numbers. So that means you have to go, what's the next whole number beside 4?
8.
On the number line, what's the next?
5.
Not less than.
3.
There you go. So we're going to draw a number line. And our number line is, remember households. You have 0 households, 1 household, 2 household, 3 household, 4 household, up to 8, 5 households, 6 households, 7 households, and 8 households. And we did not use 4. What in the world is that noise? So we can use 3. And what whole numbers are less than 4? 3,
2 and 1.
2, 1, and 0. So now, as I told you in chapter 6.1, I told you could add all those up, or you could do binomial what? Not PDF, because PDF means each one. So what's the CDF mean?
Yeah.
CDF means cumulative. And you will do N, P, and 3. And I'm going to go to the handy dandy calculator, which I have got out of, and I'm going to let y'all do y'all's thing. And I'm going to pull up my calculator.
Remind me how to get to this.
I wrote it right there, second vars. We're still in second vars.
Oh, we just
Second
go down
vars
to
is
normal
chapter 6 and 7.
binomial CDF. Okay, that's right. It's been a rough day.
Yeah, I know. It has for me too. I'm waiting for the calculator, so just bear with me. What was that? Sound like lawnmower. Well, there we go. So second, VARs, binomial, CDF, because I'm going to do cumulative. Trials is 8, 0.45, and 3. And enter. I got 0.4770. 0.4770.
My calculator came up with 0.4769.
Yeah, but that next one is a 5 or a 6.
So you change the 9, you turn it into 70 instead of 69. Okay.
Because it's 4 digits. Probability is 4 digits. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy question. And I'm going to type in 0.4770. Yay. Next question. We did that one. Okay, we did this one in class. According to a report, 65.3% of murders are committed by people with a firearm. By people using firearms. Every time I see this question, it pisses me off. Y'all know why.
Because guns don't kill people. People kill people.
And they make it sound like
and yes, I'm a damn proud gun owner.
Just got up and walked off the table and decided to shoot somebody.
That's right.
All right. So here's what it says that. And then it says, A, if 300 murders are committed, how many are committed by people using firearms? Okay, and the second one said, would it be unusual to observe 222 murders by people with a firearm in a random sample of 300 murders? Would it be unusual? Or yeah. So I'm just going to put B, 221 unusual, so I can put this over on the whiteboard. Okay, so looks like to me we've got to get the mean and the standard deviation so we can do the empirical rule. Now, how do I know that? Because of this word. What is that word that I say highlighted?
Unusual.
Unusual. Unusual says, how is this going to line up on the empirical rule? Because we don't have anything else to use because they give us the mean and the standard deviation. So we're going to use those two little formulas that I told you to use when you see this type question. And that is mean is equal to n times p, and the standard deviation is equal to the square root of npq, which q is the complement of p. So I'm going to go back up to the question up here. I'm going to go back up to the question, and I'm going to put right here, P is equal to 0.653. So I want somebody to take your calculator and tell me what Q is. So I'm going to make Q green because it's the complement. So somebody take your calculator. I could do it in my head, but I'm going to let you do it on the calculator.
0.347.
347?
Yeah.
All right, so there's your two numbers right there. And you've got n. N is right here. So you can find the mean and the standard deviation. Go ahead and do that. We'll do it down here at the bottom. I'll write it out, and I want y'all to calculate it. A mean is equal to 300 times 0.653, and the standard deviation is equal to the square root of 300 times 0.653 times 0.347. Now, there's several ways you could do this in your calculator, and I'm not going to get into the different ways that you could do it. I'm just going to do it. So take your handy dandy calculator and multiply 300 times 0.653, and I got 195.9. So mu is equal to 195.9. And now I'm going to take that number and I'm going to multiply it by 0.347 and raise it to the 0.5 power, or you will take that number and hit the square root key. I don't care which one you do. I'm not going to. So raise it to the 0.5 power is equal to 8.245. 8.245, and hold on a minute, and I will show you the whiteboard. There's the whiteboard. Well, hold on, give me a second. Let me show you the whiteboard. There is N times what? P. And there is N times P times Q.
And then there's the 195. And then Q is the square root of 300 times 0.653 times 0.347 or 9?
7.
So question, if you took, so we did the 300 times that, which gave us 195.9, and then you multiply that by the 0.347, right?
Yeah.
Okay, which gave us,
Gave us some number. Let me go back to the calculator.
I'm doing it right now. Hang on. Okay, 67.9773.
And then raise that to the 0.5 power.
And I got 8.2448.
Now, what happens when the directions give you the mean and the standard deviation? That means draw the what? Draw the curve.
Good Lord.
So I'm going to draw our curve so we can answer B.
I know why I can't remember how to do it, because it's a long damn problem.
B says, is 221 unusual? Okay. So I'm going to put my mean in the middle. I'm not going to use the decimals. I'm going to use 196 in the middle because I'm not going to worry about those decimals. And 8 on the standard deviation. So mean is equal to 196, and I'm going to put a dot. And standard deviation is equal to 8. Now I'm going to put a note up here because I don't want anybody to get confused. I'm doing this right here because I don't want to have to deal with decimals in my head. So this is for instruction only, no decimals. So I just made everything a whole number because I don't feel like fooling with decimals. All right. So 196 plus 8, oh gosh, is 204. 204 plus 8 is 212. 212 plus 8 is 220. I need somebody to check me on those. 196 minus 8. Oh,
188.
Thank you.
180.
And 180. And undo that.
And 172.
Undo that. Just when I have to subtract 8s from 7 and stuff like that, I can't. All right, so there's my numbers. So I'm going to go way back to chapter 3. I'm going to I'm going to color this yellow because we're using the empirical rule here. And I'm going to color this pink because that's our unusual and outliers. Unusual and outliers. So if my number hits in any one of these two colors, I know it's what? It's unusual. So what's the number we're testing?
221.
221. Where does it fall?
Outlier.
So not only is it unusual, it's a dadgum outlier. So it is unusual. So you would put yes, it is unusual. Yes, it is unusual because 221 is going to be less than 0.05. Or now, I don't know if they're going to ask. No, we don't. That's chapter 6. So there's really not any way. I'm trying to think. Hold on a second. There's really no way that we can actually do. So it's unusual because it falls outside of, actually, let's see, 1, 2. Actually, this one falls outside of 3 standard deviations, but the question's going to say 2 because 2 standard deviations is what? Green, remember? 2 standard deviations is green, which stands for what? Starts with an N.
Normal.
Normal. So 2 standard deviations is green. So the 221 falls outside of what? 2 standard deviations. So, or you could say it falls outside the green area. And that's B. So the first question on the test is how many people, and they probably want you to round it up, how many people were murdered by a person with a firearm? And we said 196. 195.9, which is 196. And somebody tell me which yes statement, alpha or echo, says it's unusual for the right reason. Alpha or echo?
A.
Alpha. Yep. And let's check it. And we got 100 on that one. So I'm going to leave that on the. I'm going to leave that on the board for a couple of seconds and move this so we can look at both of them. Let me look. So those of you that need to write that one down, write it down. And just to go over it, what do you do first? Well, you got to do NPQ. You got to find P. There's P right there. P is given to you because it is a percentage or an area or a probability. P is given. And when you find P, what can you calculate?
Q.
Q. And then once you have P and Q, you can do your formulas to find the mean and standard deviation. And what does mean and standard deviation mean? Draw the what? Draw the curve. And then you use the empirical rule to test, because we don't have the z-scores in chapter 6. And then you do the empirical rule to see where 221 falls. And 221 falls in a yellow or red area, so it's unusual. Okay, next. I don't think there's any more chapter 6 questions. I'm not sure, but we'll look. Okay, this is precise. Why is it precise? Why isn't it cumulative? Why isn't this one cumulative?
Those are
Yeah,
parameters.
because it's equal to.
Oh, equal to.
And there you go.
Hold on. So if it's equal to, that means all you do is do the PDF, right?
Yeah, because it means precise.
All right, binomial PDF. It's equal to.
So on the number line, 0, 1, 2,
3,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ... 12. If you see this right here, if in algebra or calculus or in probability and statistics, I'm going to highlight this little booger right here. What does that mean? What does equal mean?
That's your number. That's all you get. You don't get less than. You don't get less than. You don't get greater than. That's your number on the number line.
You just put a 3 right there, and that's it. And what is the probability of 3? Well, that'd be binomial PDF, 12.35 and 3. So take your handy dandy calculator.
12.35, 3, close parenthesis. It'll be 0.1954.
All right, let me confirm that. I would ask somebody else to confirm it, but they won't talk, so.
Nobody wants to talk. I know. I was watching your class from this morning, and I saw the girl waited till you got to the end of the problem to tell you that you put a wrong number instead of the right number. Yeah,
waited till the end of the problem. 0.35.
Probably the only person that does that, though.
She's the only one that talks in there. And I had her brother took my class. Her brother took like 7 of my math classes while he was at Tri-County. 3.
Wow.
Came from Honeypath.
Was that for the fact of failing?
No, he took different math courses. And he also, guess what? What he make in high school math? He failed high school math, and he took like 6 math classes under me. Oof. People can do it.
I was a math flunky.
See, and you're doing it.
I am.
All right, hit it. No, you're not. You wouldn't be in this class if you were a flunky. 0.1954. Is that what you got?
Yes, sir.
And type that in, and that should be your last chapter 6 question.
Yeah, there weren't very many. There were just a couple, but I could not remember how to do them to save my life. And then the ones in chapter 7 are the ones that are long.
Yeah.
A couple of questions that are long have like 5 answers to them. Those are the ones I couldn't figure out.
Okay, this is a Chapter 7 question that did not show up on any of my tests this morning.
It did
or
too.
yesterday, so I'm going to go ahead and let y'all write it down. I'm going to blow it up. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit.
This was on the test, one of the
There you
test
go.
questions this morning.
Go ahead and write the question down, and then I'll reduce it down to where you can see the graphs. Okay, do you have that one down?
Almost. I'm on B. Okay.
All right. Now, first of all, I want everybody to look at the 3 drawings. I don't want you to blurt out an answer. I want you to look at the 3 drawings and tell me which one is not a uniform distribution.
B.
B is not. Now, somebody tell me why.
Because it's not a rectangle.
Well, it's not. It is a rectangle, just going vertically, but it's supposed to be between 0 and what?
1, not 4.
This one goes to 0.4, so that one's not it. Now you're going to have to look at these a little bit closer because they both go to 1. But one of them is not the correct answer. Which one is not the correct answer? Or which one is not a rectangle that you can use for this uniform distribution? That means anybody can answer in the class. Doesn't have to be the same person every single time.
I'm looking. I can't hardly see the graph. I'm sorry. I know you see me squinting.
Anybody?
0, 1. It's not C.
Why?
Because it doesn't start at 0 and 1.
Yeah, it does. 0's right here. 1's right there.
Yeah, but you got the it starts at 1 and goes to 1. C starts at 1 and goes to 1, not 8, 0 to 1, not A. A is the right answer. Isn't it?
I hate to tell you, Charlie is the right answer.
I can't see it.
Okay? Charlie is the right answer because A has to go to 1 vertically and 1 horizontally, because what is the area under the curve? 1.00.
It's got to equal to 1. Okay.
So the height is going to have to be 1 if the what? If the base is 1, the height
equal to 1.
1
to 1 is 1. Yeah.
So the only possible answer is Charlie as far as the graph goes. So what are you looking for when you do this problem on the test? You're looking, if they say from 0 to 1, you're looking for a base 0 to 1, which this one is not. And then if the area under the curve is 1, then the height has got to be equal to 1, and this one is equal to 0.8. So it's not alpha, and it's not Bravo, it's Charlie. So I'm going to draw this. I'm going to draw Charlie on my handy dandy whiteboard. 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 1, and 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 0.1. I'm going to draw the rectangle, and then I'm going to do B and C. B says between 0.14 and 0.88.
1.
And C says
1.
greater than 0.89.
0.2, 0.4, 0.6.
So that's what this looks like.
8. Hold on. I'm getting there. I'm sorry. So he says 0.14 is less than or greater to x, which is less than or greater to 0.88. 0.14, okay, and then B is x is less than or greater to 0.89. Okay, I'm that far ahead. I got you.
All right, so we're going to take a blue marker, and I'm going to highlight this right here, blue. So 0.14 is right here, because technically 0.1 is right here, so 0.14 would be right in here. And 0.88, well, this is 0.9. 0.88 would be right about there. And they want to know that between 0.414 and 0.88. So area of a rectangle
is based on height.
Base times height. So base is going to be 0.88 minus 0.14. So I'm going to go down here and figure my base. B base is equal to 0.88 minus 0.14, which is equal to 0.74. Somebody help me out.
Yes, sir.
And the height is 1. So the area in the blue is 0.74.
Okay.
Okay, so now I want you to figure the area from 0.89, which is right beside 0.88, but you can't use 0.88 because it's not the same number. So I'm going to take my handy dandy pink highlighter, and I'm going to do 0.89, which is right beside 0.88.
You said 0.89, correct?
0.89.
Okay.
And what numbers are above 0.89? To the right or to the left?
What do you mean? What numbers are above? 1,
Right.
infinity, 9999.
To the right.
99999.
No, that's with the curve. It's not a curve. But you're thinking good. You're thinking
it's
good.
1.
Which is to the what?
Right.
To the right. So they want this area right here. So B or C, area of the pink rectangle is equal to base times height. And somebody tell me what the base is.
0.14.
1 minus what? 0.89. Somebody tell me what that is.
0.11.
And the height is 1.
Yeah.
So therefore, 0.11.
0.11. Area equals. Am I the only person that's going to talk tonight?
Yeah. That's the fad now. You're not supposed to talk to anybody. And then you go into the real world and people treat you like you got leprosy because you won't talk to anybody.
So,
Miss
once
Gill,
you find.
can you get by work without talking, Miss Gill? It'll take her a minute. She has to get back to the program. She might have already left. All right. So let's go back to the question. And I'm going to put in B 0.7400 and 0.1100. And look at there, we got them all right. Now that is a chapter 7 question, but I'll be honest with you, I've gone over this test 3 classes, and that's the first time I've seen that question, so it must be algorithmically generated.
It is. It was on the test this morning. One of them was.
All right, next one. Let's see if it's a chapter 6. Okay, we did that one. That was the fast food. I did that one on video.
Yeah, I'll have to go back.
Okay, here's a chapter 6.
This
now,
one
the reason I want to do this one is we did this one till I was sick of doing it. I've done it at least 7 or 8 times in every single class. And I got tired of doing it, and I told you I wasn't doing it no more. So I'm going to do it this time. And so first of all, you're going to have to, and I'm going to blow it up for you. I'm going to blow it up, but I'm going to bring it back down after y'all can see it. Well, it's not letting me. Okay, that's about as big as I'm going to be able to get it. No.
That's good. That's good.
I'm going to have to take it down one more time. Can't get it all in there. There you, well, one more. There.
0.0379.
Now I want y'all, after you write it down, I want you to find the mean and the standard deviation, because I want you to just do it on your calculator.
Okay. The mean and standard deviation. So, second stat, edit.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0.1685, 0.3368, 0.2822, 0.1503, and 0.0379.
Did I skip one?
And 0.0243.
Yeah. Damn it.
Now, what are you supposed to do first? Of course, you're supposed to check. All of them are between 0 and 1, but somebody, I'm going to put them in a spreadsheet, and I'm going to check to see if they're equal to 1.
Okay, let me get pivot. I wrote it wrong, so give me just a. Damn it.
I'll make them bigger for you. I can do that with the spreadsheet easier.
0 E of X.
There you go.
I'm sorry, let me cut my mute off.
Okay, so there is your numbers. Okay. Give me a hug.
Okay.
Okay.
For my mean, I got 2.5. And my
Well, I haven't
standard
done it yet.
deviation.
Just give me a second. Let me do it. Let me type it in. I'm going to do it in the calculator. It's a whole lot easier.
I'm sorry.
So stat, edit, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, delete, and 0.1685, 0.1685, 0.3368, 0.2822, 0.1503, and 0.0379, and 0.0243, and delete. And now I go to stat, calculate first variable statistic, L1 and L2. You got to put L2 in there or you'll get something crazy. I got X bar is equal to 1.6252. X bar is equal to 1.6252. And sigma is equal to 1.179374817. I'm just writing everything down because I'm, whatever they tell me to highlight or raise.
Apparently my calculator's having its glitch again.
You didn't. Did you type in L2?
It's when I pull up the thing.
Stat, calculate first variable statistic.
Math. Wait. Second stat. Stat. Calculate first variable statistics. Enter.
What does it say? Look at mine. It should say what mine says.
I got an old calculator.
It should have L1 and L2.
That calculate. Okay.
Okay, now hit that.
Hit enter.
Let me see that. Okay, type in parentheses. Second 1, comma, second 2, close parentheses.
Now we got it.
Write that down, please.
Yes.
Now we're going to go back to the question, and all of them equal, at least all the probabilities are between 0 and 1, and the sum of all the probabilities is 1. And it looks like it goes up in the left and tapers off to the right. So that would be delta. The distribution, I can't remember let's see, how many modes? Good gracious, it's decimals. I don't know how in the world. I'm looking to see the probability is I would say uniform and is skewed. What was my picture? Skewed what? Right? And the mean is 1 point, it doesn't say round, 1.6252. And this one, if any number of games would expect the mean number to be the mean of the random variable. Expect the mean number of hit games to be the mean of the one would expect. I would say over the course of many games, but that's a Philadelphia lawyer question, so we'll figure that out after we. The standard deviation is round to 3 decimal places, 1.179. What is the probability that a player got 2 hits? Somebody tell me 2 hits is equal to what? 0.2822. 0.2822. And what is the probability that got more than 1 hit? Well, you're going to have to add up 2, 3, 4, and 5. So somebody, let's see, 2822, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 6. Oh gosh, 4704. I got 4947.
0.4947.
Thank you. And that should be the answer, except for the Philadelphia lawyer question.
I thought you said the man to be the man, you gotta be the man.
I don't see that in here. That's not on this.
To expect the mean number, you gotta be the mean number.
Thank you. You're right. Thank you.
Be the man.
You gotta beat the woo. And I still got something wrong because it says, so I'm gonna hit show the answers. Oh, okay. I picked the wrong. Well, that's not the one I picked.
No.
D didn't look like that. That's the one I picked. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. 1.6223. Okay, now see, that's wrong. Because what does it say? It says do not what?
Round.
And it rounded. So that would be a point for you. If you went 1.6252, that would be okay.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Let's see what's left. I don't think that's it. All right. Anybody got any questions? Because I think I went over 2 or 3 chapter 7 questions, and I did all the chapter 6 questions. Everybody feel better now that we did the whole test?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to shut her down. And I want y'all to work on the test, and I want you to do it. I want you to spaz out. Just use your notes and use these 4 videos, because these 4 videos, you should be able to watch these 4 videos, the 4 videos including this one, 3 plus this one. You should be able to handle this test. All right, y'all have a good night.
All right, you too.
See y'all. Bye-bye. Adios. Sayonara. Au revoir.